Introduction. True attraction comes from presence, not appearance. You don't need a six-pack. You don't need designer clothes. And you definitely don't need a millionaire status. Yet, when you walk into a room, something shifts. Women notice you. Their tone changes when they speak to you. Even other men seem to move differently around you. So what's happening? Psychologists call this primal status awareness. It's not about your appearance. It's about your presence, a silent, powerful signal you give off, without saying a word. The core truth. Most men are focused on the wrong things. Most men believe attraction is something they earn by doing, by saying the right things, wearing the right clothes, driving the right car. But the most magnetic men? They're not chasing attention. They become the type of man that commands it. This shift, from performance to presence, is what separates average from exceptional. What this video will cover. In this video, we'll break down 7 undeniable signs that you're a naturally attractive man, how to recognize these patterns in real life, and why women, and even men, respond to you differently when you carry these traits. Some of these signs might surprise you. Others might confirm a feeling you've always had but couldn't explain. Thought prompt. Ask yourself, when I walk into a room, do people shift, or do I go unnoticed? That answer alone can reveal more about your presence than any mirror ever will. Part 1. Signs of instinctive attraction. Sign 1. Women hold eye contact longer than usual. Small diamond introduction. Attraction isn't always loud. Let's start with something simple, yet often misunderstood: eye contact. You don't need to say a word. You don't need flashy moves or clever lines. Sometimes, the strongest form of attraction is completely silent. And one of the first, most primal signals? It's when a woman holds your gaze just a second longer than normal. But this isn't just social behavior. It's biology. Small diamond body. What the eyes reveal about attraction. Here's what psychology, and even neuroscience, tells us. When someone feels deep attraction, their pupils dilate, their brain releases phenylethylamine, a chemical associated with falling in love. This is the same chemical that floods your system in the early stages of romantic bonding. So, what does this look like in real life? She holds eye contact just a moment longer than politeness requires. She looks away, but then glances back, often when you're not looking. She might even give a soft, almost unconscious smile while looking at you. None of this is random. It's her subconscious sending out a signal. This man is different. I need to know more. But here's the critical part. How you respond matters. Most men ruin the moment. They break eye contact too quickly. They look down. They fidget. They send the signal that they're not ready to hold presence. Small diamond conclusion. Confidence is silent. 2. A truly attractive man doesn't look away nervously. He meets her gaze and holds it, calm, grounded, and confident. That quiet strength? It speaks louder than words ever could. So next time you catch her looking, don't flinch. Let the silence do the talking. Because attraction begins long before the first word is spoken. Sign 2. Others respect you without you having to show it. Small diamond introduction. Presence speaks louder than words. Have you ever stepped into a room and noticed something shift? No one says anything, but eyes turn, voices lower, and somehow, without trying, you command attention. This isn't luck, and it's not about being loud or flashy. It's something far deeper, what psychologists call status perception. The ability to project social value without saying a single word. Let's break down how this works, and why mastering it can make you magnetic without even trying. Small diamond body. What high status presence looks like. Men with high natural attraction often display similar traits. Not in what they do, but how they exist in a space. Key indicators of status-based presence. Non-verbal confidence. They're still. They don't fidget or rush to fill silence. Spatial ownership. They take up space naturally, standing tall. Walking with purpose. Deliberate communication. They speak with clarity. Not volume. They pause. They listen. These subtle signals create a psychological effect on others. Women lean in, listen longer, and interrupt less. Men step back or shift their tone unconsciously. Everyone adjusts to you. It's not dominance. It's not arrogance. It's grounded self-worth that doesn't need to be proven. Small diamond conclusion. The power of stillness. True attraction isn't always seen. It's felt. And often, the most magnetic man in the room is the quietest one. So the next time you walk into a space, ask yourself, am I shrinking to fit in, or standing in my full presence? Because when your energy speaks for you, you don't have to say much for the world to pay attention. Sign 3. Women find reasons to touch you. Small diamond introduction. Attraction speaks through proximity. Let's talk about something most men overlook. Something that doesn't come in words, or even glances. It's touch. Not the kind you initiate, but the kind that comes to you. When a woman breaks personal space, without even realizing it, maybe it's a light touch on your arm when she laughs. Maybe she brushes imaginary lint off your shirt, or leans on you to fix her shoe. To the untrained eye, it all seems casual, but psychology tells a different story. Small diamond body. Why she breaks personal boundaries. Physical proximity is one of the oldest human signals of connection. When a woman feels attraction, especially the primal kind, her body naturally wants to close the gap. These gestures aren't random. A subtle touch equals a subconscious test. A lean-in equals a search for emotional safety. A playful push or tap equals a moment of flirtation, masked as play. Why? Because she's gauging your reaction. Women don't touch men they're uncomfortable with. And they definitely don't create closeness with someone they're not at least curious about. So when this happens, what should you do? Small diamond conclusion. How you respond shapes her interest. This is where most men fail the test. They either pull away nervously, which she interprets as rejection, or they act cold and detached, which shuts the moment down. But the key isn't overreacting, it's presence. A calm smile, a light, confident return touch, or even a playful comment. These responses show emotional stability. And more importantly, they build sexual tension in a way that feels natural, not forced. Attraction isn't just about being desired. It's about how you handle that desire when it shows up. So next time you feel her break the barrier, don't flinch. Respond with calm, grounded confidence. Because that's when chemistry turns into connection. Sign 4. Women become anxious and confused when around you. Small diamond introduction. Attraction isn't always comfortable. Here's something that might surprise you. Attraction doesn't always feel like charm or flirtation. Sometimes, it feels awkward, fidgety, even anxious. Have you ever noticed a woman acting strangely when she's around you? Maybe she adjusts her clothes unnecessarily, plays with her hair, or suddenly becomes more talkative, almost too talkative. This isn't randomness, it's emotional arousal, a subconscious biological response to your presence. And it's one of the clearest signs that you're triggering primal attraction. Small diamond body. How her body reacts without her permission. Let's break this down with clarity. When a woman feels strongly attracted to a man, her body enters a heightened physiological state, touching sensitive areas, like her lips, neck, or hair. These are regions neurologically linked to romantic arousal. Unnecessary movements, shifting in her seat, fixing her clothes, or twirling jewelry. These actions are signs of internal nervous energy. Changes in voice and laughter. Her pitch might rise. She may laugh more, or speak faster, especially if she feels the pressure to impress. These signs may seem subtle, but psychologically they point to adrenaline release, increased heart rate, and heightened skin sensitivity, typical markers of emotional excitement and attraction. Here's where most men misinterpret things. They think she's uncomfortable or disinterested. In reality, she's reacting to your high-status presence, whether she realizes it or not. Small diamond conclusion. Calm energy attracts more than words. So how should you respond? Simple. Don't react emotionally. Stay grounded. Speak calmly. Hold your space without rushing to fill silence. Because here's the truth. When you project stability in the face of her nervousness, you do something powerful. You give her emotional safety, which in turn intensifies her attraction. Attraction is not always loud. Sometimes, the most powerful chemistry shows up in silence. Through a nervous laugh, a soft glance, or the way she fiddles with her bracelet. If you stay calm, she'll feel more than interest. She'll feel safe to be drawn to you. And that's where real attraction begins. Part 2. Attraction doesn't just come from women, but from how other men react. Sign 5. Men react differently when you appear. Small diamond introduction. Attraction is a social phenomenon. When most men think of attraction, they only focus on one thing: how women respond to them. But here's a truth that's often overlooked. If you want to know how attractive you truly are, watch how other men react when you walk into the room. Because whether they realize it or not, men subconsciously recognize dominance, confidence, and presence long before anyone speaks a word. Small diamond body, male reactions, and the dominance hierarchy. Let's break this down. When you carry yourself with natural confidence, you trigger a powerful social mechanism known in psychology as the dominance hierarchy. This is how human beings, especially men, instinctively rank one another in any social setting. Here's how that hierarchy expresses itself in real time. Some men may speak over you, trying to prove they're the alpha. Others suddenly become overly friendly, seeking your approval as if you're already above them. A few might act defensive or distant, as if your presence threatens their standing. None of this is personal, it's evolutionary. Your presence disrupts the social balance, and in doing so, it commands attention. Without you saying a word, even your silence carries weight. Because when a man speaks less, but is still listened to more, it signals true authority. Small diamond conclusion. Why women notice when men respect you. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Women pick up on these dynamics immediately. When they see other men either defer to you or compete with you, their perception of your value rises. This is called social proof, the psychological effect where people assume someone is more valuable simply because others treat them that way. In essence, when men respond to you with respect or subtle challenge, women see you not just as attractive, but significant. So if you've ever wondered why the room feels different when you enter, why conversations shift, energies change, and attention lingers, that's not by accident. You're not just part of the room. You're shaping it. And in the eyes of others, especially women, that presence speaks louder than words. Sign 6. People are naturally drawn to you. Small diamond introduction. Attraction isn't always about romance. Attraction isn't just something that happens to women. It's something that influences everyone around you, men and women alike. Have you ever walked into a room and, without saying a word, people seem to take notice? Strangers strike up conversations. Co-workers sit closer than usual. Even in public spaces, cafes, events, meetings, you feel like people naturally orbit your presence. This isn't random. It's a psychological phenomenon known as magnetic energy, and it's one of the most powerful yet misunderstood signals of real-world attractiveness. Small diamond body, the science behind your magnetic energy. Let's break it down. Magnetic presence isn't something you force. It's a subconscious signal, and it comes from a few specific traits. Relaxed yet confident posture. You're not stiff, but you're not shrinking either. Open body language. No crossed arms or fidgeting. You take up space naturally. Steady, intentional communication. Your words are clear. Your tone is calm. Your eye contact is unwavering. According to studies in nonverbal communication, people are biologically wired to respond positively to these cues. Our brains associate confident body language and vocal control with leadership, competence, and safety, qualities that instinctively draw others in. That's why people feel comfortable around you. It's not what you say. It's the unspoken message. You're safe here. You're seen. Small diamond conclusion. Energy that people want to be around. And here's the key. Women don't just find you attractive in a visual sense. They feel something deeper, emotional pull. They remember how they felt in your presence, calm, curious, energized. And because human memory is emotion-based, they'll seek out that feeling again and again. So the next time people gravitate toward you, don't brush it off. It's not just charisma. It's evidence of your inner confidence translating into social magnetism. In a world full of noise, a calm, grounded man becomes a beacon. And people, without even knowing why, will always want to stand in your light. Sign 7. Women try to impress you. Small diamond introduction. True attraction changes the dynamic. Most men are conditioned to believe that they must be the ones impressing women. Dress sharper. Be funnier. Say the right thing at the right time. But here's the truth. When you're a truly attractive man, the dynamic reverses. You stop chasing approval and start attracting genuine effort. Women don't just notice you, they begin to invest in you. Not because you're flashy or performative, but because your presence activates something deeper. A biological instinct to compete for high-value mates. Small diamond body. Signs she's trying to impress you. When a woman is genuinely attracted, her behavior shifts in subtle but meaningful ways. Watch for these 3 signs. She highlights her achievements. She may talk about her career, her goals, or how she's different from other women. It's not arrogance, it's an instinctive way of signaling value. She dresses differently when you're around. Maybe it's a new hairstyle, a more polished outfit, or extra attention to detail. These choices aren't random. They're strategic cues to be noticed by someone specific, you. She laughs, even when it's not that funny. Laughter builds rapport, even when the joke is average. If she's laughing more than usual, especially at mild humor, it's a form of emotional engagement. Unlike with average men, where women might play hard to get around a high-value man, they open up. They don't want to miss their shot. Small diamond conclusion. Emotional investment is the turning point. Here's the key. When a woman begins to invest emotionally and behaviorally, the attraction has already taken hold. This is not about games. It's not about manipulation. It's about the psychological truth that people value what they work for. So if you notice women trying to prove themselves to you, don't ignore it. Recognize it for what it is, a silent, powerful signal of attraction. And more importantly, realize that your energy, your presence, has shifted the rules of the game. Conclusion. Real attraction is energy, no show off. Small diamond conclusion. True attraction is energy, not performance. Let's bring it all together. You don't need a 6-pack. You don't need flashy clothes or a $1 million lifestyle. Because true attraction doesn't begin with appearance, it begins with energy. It's the calm confidence in the way you enter a room. It's how you hold your gaze, not to intimidate, but because you're grounded. It's how people feel around you, not impressed, but intrigued, comfortable, drawn in. Many men chase attraction by adjusting what they do, learning lines, changing outfits, trying tactics. But high-value men focus on who they are, internally stable, emotionally resilient, and unapologetically present. That's why the signs we covered: prolonged eye contact, respect without words, subtle touches, nervous body language, even social proof from other men. They don't stem from performance. They stem from presence. You're not trying to prove your value. You embody it. And that's exactly what people notice, without you needing to say a word. Small diamond next step: mastering personal power. If you found these insights helpful, this is just the beginning. At Ancient Stoic Secrets, we break down timeless wisdom, modern psychology, and masculine self-mastery, so you can elevate not just your dating life, but every area of who you are. Checkmark subscribe. Checkmark drop a comment. What signs have you noticed in your own life? And remember, stay strong, stay sharp, and keep moving forward. Right finger if this video hit something real for you. Don't just watch and scroll. Smash that like button. Share it with a friend who needs to hear this. And subscribe for more real talk on attraction, power, and purpose. You're not here to blend in. You're here to lead. Let's grow together.